So we had Marco here yesterday,
Yeah.
and Marco had shared something about really AMATAS being very focused on health and
Yeah.
making sure that, and he shared a couple of examples
Sure.
of exercises that the team has done to, be health focused, as well as, of course, health virtually focused as well. And so, how does AMATAS select quality team members for staff, knowing that you have this focus and idea?
Yeah, I mean, just a side note to what you said.
Yeah.
Uh, you know, if, let's put it this way, people generally, I think, are kind of optimistic
Agreed.
by default.
Yep.
This is not a bad thing, of course.
Right.
And not everything is gloom and gloom and, everything, some kind of a darkness is surrounding you and everything shrinks around you, that's not, what people kind of experience in their lives. If they have this experience, of course, it's very tough for them, of course. But
that's right.
what I'm saying basically is that insecurity, you have to be very pragmatic. So, I'd normally say that cybersecurity is not a religion. So it should not be treated as such. What I mean by that is basically, you cannot, for example, walk into your office every morning and start praying, to whatever God you like.
Right.
Oh, please God, nobody hacks me today.
Right. Right.
Or something like that.
Right.
Or I believe that people are generally good and they don't harm me or whatever.
Right.
I believe in the goodness of people and whatever. Again, I don't mind this, but if you want to be pragmatic, you basically means that you need to be prepared.
Okay.
So it's not about being some kind of a, let's say, crazy guy running around and looking to every possible, let's say, small issue and trying to be kind of scaring everybody around him. It's about being prepared. And it's not about putting, believing in something or being kind of using kind of, let's say, apply wishful thinking and everything. So I feel like maybe today nobody's going to hack me. That's not security.
Right. That's a wish.
That's kind of a wish, right? I'm sorry to bring this on the table, maybe shock to somebody, but not every person on that planet is kind of a ethical and good person and he likes kittens and dogs and,
right. Like we do.
Yeah, like we do. I mean, and watches movie,
That's right.
watches small videos in YouTube about
right.
kittens and
That's right.
fluffy things and world is as we can see from, maybe you just switched on your TV, maybe you're gonna see it, but the world is not, let's say, full of great positive people and everybody's like, oh, let's hug each other, right?
Right.
That's not the reality.
That's right.
So no matter you like it or not, it doesn't actually, it's not about what you think about it. It's about being ready to face tough stuff and this reality, because this is a reality.
Right.
This doesn't mean you don't have to be compassionate or supportive of other people. Of course, that's part of everything, right? We are humans.
Right.
We need to help each other, but at the same time, you have to kind of have this in mind that there are some people with agenda, and these are people that perceive the world in a different way than you, and they have different mindset and different objectives in life, and different means to achieve this objective.
Yes.
And maybe some people know about hacker code, for example, or having no code, whatsoever. Organized crime, it doesn't think the same way you think, right?
That's right.
So you need to be ready for this kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's about being ready. And the same goes with the health and everything else. I mean, yes, maybe, you may think and you may wish you're going to be well all your life, but it's not about you, what you think or what you believe in. It's about what the objective reality around you is kind of demanding out of your body and your mind. So being ready and not assume things is something that it's 100% related to security. Not having assumption in your mind.
Right.
And secondly, and thirdly, sorry, it's about validating, or let's put it this way, providing assurance.
Right.
Just kind of to define what we mean by that. If I'm a security person and you tell me I'm a good person, I don't believe you. Not because I don't like you, Tony,
Right.
for example, you're a great guy.
Right.
But if you just said to me, I'm a very good person, I'm very ethical, I'm not going to ever compromise your systems, or I'm not going to hack your system, trust me. In security, this doesn't apply.
Right.
I need to find a way to validate who you are, to kind of validate your behavioral patterns and what you're made of. Of course, I cannot understand all your personality in this way, but I need to find a way and tools to validate your statement about you. Mm-hmm. The same applies to systems. Oh, my system is secure. Okay, all right, if you say so.
Right. These are just words.
This is just words. This is part of this religious understanding of cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, trust you, if you say, there is no trust. There is no, I believe you. There is no such thing in security.
Right.
There's a saying that is attributed to Stalin, but actually I don't remember which US president said that.
Right.
Trust, but verify.
Trust but verify. Yes.
That's what we mean by that. So going back to what you're asking me about people.
Yes, and the people here.
People here, it's all about the same thing. Imagine that you come to the office for a job interview. So listen, I'm a great person. I'm just the best. Right? Do you want some reference from my mother?
That's right. That's right.
So yeah, great. Your mother said great things about you. You're hired.
Right.
I mean, really? Maybe that's the case.
Right.
Maybe you are a great person.
Right.
But we need to find a way to validate that.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the security side of these things, really.
Right.
So reference check, resume validation, experience validation, testing, all these things. And at the end, we also do polygraph testing, which is, I know, sounds scary, sounds unpleasant, but we do it anyways.
Right.
A lie detector.
Right.
Not because I don't believe in human beings and whatever, but because this is just the same approach applied.
Right.
Validate
And
verify. But there's another side to this, which is human behavior in general, human personality. So we also try to understand that. It's not just about whether you're a great professional. You may be a great professional, but at the same time, you may be impossible to work with.
Oh, good point.
Right?
Yeah.
You may be the best, the greatest tech guru whatsoever. By the way, in tech, we have a lot of examples for this kind of, people. I'm not going to say names, but probably going to, guess who I'm talking about.
Yes, yes. We can have a good
The
guess.
name starts with Steve.
That's right.
So, great mind, great technologies. Not sure about the second one, but yeah. But he, as a kind of a behavioral kind of a patterns and way of communicating with people is not, and this is not my statement, of course. You can see this in the literature, let's say.
Yes.
So it's very nice if you have great, experts in the team, but if they cannot go along with the others, you don't have a team, basically.
Right.
You have a bunch of individuals. You can see the sports game as well, in the football and soccer and everywhere. You may have a great players, but if they don't play with the team, it's so worthless.
Yeah.
Right?
That's right.
So this is what we try to do as well, to understand whether this person can fit into our culture, our value set, our way of thinking. Otherwise, we're going to end up with, a lot of angry people at the end, right?
Yeah.
Disgruntled, angry people.
Right.
Which results in problems in security.
Yes.
So we see everything in security.
Yes. Everything comes back to security.
Of course.
I like it.
Sure.
That's excellent.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's important. And by the way, you know, when you're building a team, all these elements become important. And if you get it right, and I think you may have seen this, when you do get it right, that team can achieve greatness,
Absolutely.
right? But like you said, you can have an expert on the team, but if they can't work with the team, that doesn't enable the team to be great.
Not only that, yeah, just to kind of add to this, people, I think, and this applies against to everyone, regardless whether you're a bad hacker or you're a cybersecurity professional, you want to live nice life.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but let's clarify what we mean. I'm not talking about money. I'm not talking about, you know, things you possess. I'm talking about feeling fulfillment of what you do, who you are, and your family in general.
Right.
So if you're miserable and you don't feel okay, right, and you're depressed, maybe you have a cultural fit with the team. Maybe you have personality kind of a matching or understanding, and maybe you're a good expert. But if you don't feel right, if you start your morning cursing yourself, going out of bed,
Right.
and I say, "Oh my God, again! I love my job. I'm kind of tired. I don't want to do this, and I have these problems, and you know, I cannot handle this by myself, so on and so forth." If you feel miserable,
Right.
you're not going to be productive. That's the least of the problems. You want to be happy with what you do, how you live your life. And just to clarify again, I'm not talking about tangible things you possess or money you have.
Right. Right.
It's not about that. It's about, you know, feeling that you belong to something and loving yourself and making sure that you are, you know, part of something that can bring joy to you.
Right. That's great. I love that.
I'm saying this because this is also what we believe in AMATAS, that people need to feel happy and they need to feel kind of understood and supported.
Right.
In my career, I've worked for actually only one company before that, a very big company, multinational. 18 years of my career I spent there. I never ever felt something like that. I was having, of course, we had a local team, and we were good friends. We did business together and achieved good things. But overall, as a company, because this is an abstract type structure
Right.
most of the time, you don't get that feeling. You have a feeling of, let's say, how can I say? You have the feeling of being just a part of a small kind of a particle in the big machinery, you know. And nobody sees who you are, what you are, what your contribution is.
Right.
In AMATAS, it's the opposite way around. We care about who you are. We care about how you feel. And we want our employees to feel better
I love that.
and to love their jobs, to, you know, to feel that they belong to something. That's what we believe in.
That's wonderful. And I think the great part about that is here we are talking to a leader in cybersecurity. And it's still, no matter what, and has always been, a way to drive a team is to think about the human element. It goes
Absolutely.
back to the basic element of being able to focus on people.
Until the moment we are replaced by Skynet.
That's right, Skynet. Right. That's going to be a different
maybe
podcast
then
because
it will be something else, but,
we'll be looking for jobs
yeah.
during that time.
Until that moment comes,
That's right.
it's all about people.
That's right. Listen, since we've been talking, Boris already subscribed to Tech Talk Tony on YouTube.
course.
So you better do this too. Now, since, by the way, thank you so much for your time, but let's just, if there's one last thing that you would like to share. I know we'll talk more this year. You're
Yeah.
coming over to
Sure,
join me
absolutely.
here in America for our
Yeah.
Seattle, DC tour again. But maybe one thing. Is there one thing you want to leave the audience with?
One thing that's something I'm supposed to produce some kind of wise words.
Wise, yes.
Yeah, I mean that's always difficult.
I have a fortune cookie if you
Yeah,
want
yeah,
to break
so-
it and you could read it, but
Live long and prosper. No, I'm kidding. Just,
okay, Star Trek
just
too.
kidding. Yeah. Of course, I'm kidding, but I mean, what I would like to leave people with is the understanding that security is something really positive and something good, and it can help you, grow your business, become, provide more. How can I say, better services to your customers,
Right.
and achieve your business objectives more easily. But also on a personal level, it's about being ready for tough stuff that it's actually we see everywhere. So be ready, guys.
Be ready.
Be ready.
Okay, that's our quote for this session of Tech Talk Tony here with Boris Goncharov, and we really appreciate you joining us today. Boris is with AMATAS as the Chief Strategist here in Bulgaria. Boris, thank you, my friend.
Thank you for your time, Tony. Tech Talk Tony.
Tech Talk Tony.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.